Hi, my name is Tom. In this video, we will see how to use LangGraph to scrape data from X. First, we will see what is Apify and how to use it to scrape data on any social media. Then we will learn about MCP server and how to use them. Finally, we will combine this knowledge to create a LangGraph agent that is able to find trending tweets on X. Let's get into it. Before starting to code, I think it's important to understand what is Apify. We will use Apify to scrape data from X. In general, Apify is a marketplace of endpoints. People can share their endpoints and anyone can use them for some amount of money. This is how Apify looks. We can see different endpoints suggested. We can use them, but we want specifically to use Apify to scrape data from Twitter. So we will look for Twitter or X. Now we can see different endpoints to search data on Twitter, and we will take the first one. We can see the description of the endpoint, the amount of money to scrape a number of tweets, and we can try it for free. So let's do that. There is multiple ways of searching data on X, either only with the URL or with search terms on a search bar. Look for Twitter handles or a conversation ID. We only want the search terms, so we will delete any other parameters. Now I only have a search term and I want to look for one specific term, which is agent. I want to find the tweets that are the most relevant from yesterday or today that specify and that talk about agent. Something else here, we can retrieve a certain amount of tweets. Here is 1000. I only want 100. Okay, so once I have changed that, we can click on Save and Start. The scraping will run and we will retrieve data that will be shown here. The scraper didn't find any data, so let's look at the log to find what is the problem. We can see we got 0 results for agent, but we didn't only look for agents, but for other specific thing like a tweet from Apify to WebExpo that mentioned Elon Musk and other parameter. Okay, let's go back to tweet scraper. Instead of tweaking the parameters in manual, we will do it in JSON. Okay, we can see here that we have many parameters that we actually don't want. So we will delete and only keep what we need. Okay, so I will look for agent and maybe even AI agent. It will be more specific. The start date, so I want tweets from 2025, the 6th of October to the 7th of October, today. And once we have all of this parameter, here I can delete mentioning Elon Musk. One last thing is that we want tweet that went viral. So instead of finding a tweet with minimum of retweets of 5, we will set here 50. And then we will save and start. Okay, so now it seems to work. We have different tweets. We can see here the different statistics. Let's look at the one with the most retweets. So maybe this one, for example. Okay, so the tweet indeed went viral. It is from October 6th, so it is working. Now, instead of using this scraper from Apify interface, we want to use it from an LLM. For that, we will use an MCP server. Maybe some of you don't know what is an MCP server yet. It is an interface that lets you connect to different endpoints easier than before. I give you an example. Instead of having to specify what you want in a JSON format, with MCP Server, you can have the same results with text only. So for example, with our X scraper, we won't have to fill every JSON parameters. Instead, we will send a simple message to an LLM. It will connect to X scraper MCP and find the information that we want. To be precise, MCPs aren't doing something new. They are doing something that already exists, but more easily than before. What is great with Apify is that more than just having endpoints, they also have their own MCP server. And we can use these MCPs to scrape data online. So let's do that right now. We are back on Apify. Let's find MCP server. So on developer documentation, if we search for MCP, we should find something interesting. So we have documentation for general Apify MCP server. And here, if you scroll down, we can see that we can use this MCP with different framework. Let's click on LangGraph. Okay, so we have a tutorial. We can see that we can install a package, LangChain Apify. We can see we will need Apify API token, OpenAI API key, and we can look at the code to connect to MCP server. As you can see, it's a tiny bit of code. We don't need much to connect to our MCP. 26 lines of code. So we import the package, we specify the API key, we initialize the LLM, then the different tool, and here the tool are endpoint from Apify. Then we initialize a React agent. React agents are specific kind of agents that think before taking action. So I think React is reflection and action. And to use these Apify tools, we only need a text to send it to the LLM, and the LLM will understand what we want and how to use these tools. So let's use this code. We will share it with Claude. Okay, so we are in Claude interface. I will ask it from the tutorial to create a program for us that scrape data from X. I will specify here that I want to use MCP server and LLM. I will paste the code that I have extracted from Apify documentation. And I will also specify the tool that I want to use. And to specify it, we go back to the X scraper here, and we will find the name of the scraper. Do I miss something else? Yeah, I want to search for AI agent term from yesterday to today. Tweets with minimum of retweets over, let's say, 100 right now. Okay, let's send this message to Claude. Okay, so we have a program that seems interesting. We have the API token, LLM initialization, the tool that we want to use. Now we retrieve the dates of yesterday and today. And also we have a prompt here with the name search query. Then after that, we use the LLM to find the tweets. So let's copy that and use it on our IDE. So I will create a new file, main.py. I will paste the code. The code is great, the prompt seems interesting, but I want to understand if the MCP is smart or not. I want to send it really the least amount of information to see if the LLM can handle the search or not. So let's delete all of this and only keep this search X for tweets containing AI agents from yesterday to today with minimum 100 retweets. Now we'll open a terminal. I will use UV. And then I need to pip install every of this package. So UV pip install LangChain Apify, LangChain Core, LangChain OpenAI, and LangGraph. Okay, it seems to work. We have all of the packages we want. Now, instead of having here the API key, I will export them in the terminal. So to do that, we will write export Apify API token, and I will copy my token and paste it here. So my token is in settings, in API and integration. I will copy this and paste it here. You will not see my token. You will need to do the same for Apify and OpenAI. Okay, I have everything that I want. I will delete this code. I don't want it anymore because I use export in terminal. And here, instead of using 4.0 mini, let's use 5 mini. Okay, one last thing. I want to retrieve only 10 tweets. I don't need more. So we are done. Let's run UV run main.py. Okay, great. It seems to work. So we have the first human message. So it is our prompt. Then the AI message. So the AI understands that we need to call Apify actor. And we see here got 9 results for AI agents. So we didn't get 10 tweets, but maybe there is only 9 tweets that contain AI agents and that have more than 100 retweets. After that, we can see the tweets that we have found. So, for example, if I click here, let's open. Yeah, okay, it seems to work. OpenAI dropped 2 massive updates, Agent Builder, okay. 6 October and 40,000 views. Okay, great. We have all of the tweets retrieved in JSON formats. Then our AI will understand that and make a summary. I run the search on X and then we have all the different tweets that have been found. Okay, great. And so you can see here that we don't need any JSON. We only need a prompt, and the prompt is super simple, not complex, and it is working. Let's recap what we have seen in this video. First, we have learned about Apify and how to use it to scrape data from any social media, and specifically on X. Then we have seen what is an MCP server and how to use it. And finally, we have combined this information to create a LangGraph agent. This agent is capable to find trending tweets on X. What we have just seen is a simple code, but keep in mind that we can use it to create a complete workflow. We can look for trending topic on X, then find more information about it on Google, and finally use LLM to create an original tweet from this information. Since the topic is trending, the new original post that we would have the potential to go viral.